Live from KSAT12, the Night Beat starts right now.
He lost his home on his birthday. A Wilson County couple arriving home today to find their belongings up in flames.
It happened in the 100 block of Encino Corona Drive before 2 this afternoon. The night team Stephen Cavazos spoke to the homeowner who's attempting to wrap his head around this enormous loss.
Multiple fire crews staying on the scene for several hours, but the home considered a total loss. The homeowner telling us it was a surprise he didn't expect on his birthday. Joe Mauricio was celebrating his birthday with his wife when they got the call their house was on fire. The couple were 40 minutes away.
When I got here, all the house was down.
Fire crews from multiple counties arrived to find the home in flames. The cause remains under investigation. Mauricio regretting he wasn't there to stop the fire from taking place.
I should have stayed where I was at.
American Red Cross stepping in to help, but Mauricio and his wife now left with nothing but the clothes on their back.
So all my clothes burned down, her clothes. We don't have nothing.
The couple only moved into the home 3 months ago. Mauricio says he's never experienced a loss like this.
It's hard to place it in your face that you don't have a home no more.
But despite losing his home, Mauricio says he still has something to be grateful for on his birthday.
We're alive. We're alive.
Stephen Cavazos, KSAT12 News.
On the steps at the Bexar County Jail, former inmates and families of currently incarcerated people there met to demand an internal investigation in relation to the rising death toll of inmates in that facility.
The national grassroots civil rights organization All of Us or None led today's protest, hoping to address challenges inside the jail. Alicia Barrera has their story.
During 2019, multiple deaths of inmates were reported by the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, but this group says it's simply one too many.
While they were here, there were so many things that could have been done, I believe, to prevent that loss of life.
Records show that some deaths were linked to medical complications, others by suicide, and one by homicide. But questions remain for family members whose loved one died while in custody.
I got no answers. There's no one that let us know. They just said that they walked in, he was allegedly hung.
Where along the line did something go wrong? Why was someone not given the proper attention? Was there not medical attention provided?
Stephen Huerta is an ex-convict and now leads the civil rights organization All of Us or None San Antonio chapter as the executive director. Today they're asking for an internal investigation of the jail and the administration running it.
Several candidates running for sheriff's office were present today, but who these activists and families really want to hear from today is from Sheriff Salazar himself, because they say this is an issue that needs immediate attention.
The only reaction the group received today was a written statement from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office that reads, "This group has the right to peacefully assemble, and we will ensure they are offered the opportunity."
We want accountability, and that accountability cannot happen until the administration admits that this past year was not a good year. And you can't brush it off.
But the group says they need more from BCSO and will continue to raise their voices until changes are seen inside the jail. Alicia Barrera, KSAT12 News.
Other top stories today. A man originally charged with capital murder is now facing new charges after allegedly attacking a fellow inmate at the Bexar County Jail. 26-year-old Ashton Lomas allegedly made a weapon by wrapping plastic around a nail. He's accused of stabbing the victim in the head and upper back during an altercation. The affidavit does not mention how he got those supplies nor the condition of the inmate who was stabbed, but he's now charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Lomas was arrested back in 2017, accused of murdering Martin Gonzalez, whose body was found in a trunk.
After cashing a check for a job he never completed, a man was booked into the Bexar County Jail. This after he allegedly told a woman he would install her air conditioning unit months ago. 43-year-old Guadalupe Hernandez is accused of stealing $2,400 from that 68-year-old woman after he said he would do the job but then never returned. Investigators say Hernandez can be seen on surveillance footage cashing that check at a credit union the same day he got it. After trying to contact him several times, the woman eventually reported him to police back in September. He's now charged with theft of an elderly person.
A burglary suspect in police custody tonight. He's accused of kicking in apartment doors and stealing items. The crimes happened at the apartments at the intersection of Avenue B and 12th Street in the downtown area. Police found the suspect later on at the Museum Reach section of the Riverwalk. Police say he was combative and even spat at the officers. The suspect is expected to face charges of burglary and resisting arrest.
Fire officials are still working tonight to determine the cause of a mobile home fire from last night over on the northeast side. Today, an official telling us they think the fire looks suspicious. It happened on Walsham Road near Windcrest. When San Antonio fire crews arrived on scene, the mobile home was fully engulfed in flames. No one was home at the time. Officials are still assessing the damage but say there was no electricity running to the home. Right now, they say they are awaiting the results from the fire marshal's investigation.
Taking a look outside 5 p.m. tonight, 51 degrees in San Antonio, clear skies, and we're starting off what's going to be a cold night and a cold start to your Sunday tomorrow morning. Overall, though, a beautiful day, and we'll do it all over again on Sunday. So if you've got some brunch plans for tomorrow morning, it's definitely going to be cool to start. 40s early in the morning. By 10 a.m. we'll be in the mid to upper 50s. By lunchtime, though, climbing into the low 70s. A cool and sunny start to the day, but warm again tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk about what you can expect for the rest of the weekend and when we could see that pesky mountain cedar count start to fall just a little bit coming up in the full forecast. Courtney.
Thanks, Katie. Proud. That's the word San Antonio native Julián Castro used to describe his experience just 2 days after suspending his presidential bid. The former San Antonio mayor and federal HUD secretary sat down with me today to go over his long campaign, his decision to end it, and what comes next.
Non-stop traveling, campaigning, and voicing opinions about his ideal America. Julián Castro now back home in San Antonio.
It's been a fantastic experience. Obviously, I wish that the outcome were different, but we worked hard and articulated a vision for the future of our country that I believe a lot of people responded to.
It's been 2 days since he dropped out of the race.
It became clear that it wasn't my time, but we did help shape the debate and move the conversation forward on a number of issues. I think that all in all, it was worth it.
In the debates, Castro became known for his focus on some controversial topics.
Whether on immigration or housing or addressing police reform or a number of other issues that I think need to be addressed.
Getting any words in during the debates was a feat in itself.
You have a lot of talented people that are running for president this year, more than any other year, I think, for Democrats. It's a very fractured race, and who knows what's going to happen at this point. But what I do know is that I'll make sure to be one of those voices for change in the fall of 2020 so that we have a new president and somebody that stands up for all Americans.
So will he endorse one of those Democratic candidates still in the race?
Right now I'm focused on wrapping up my campaign, and we're going to have a process of thinking through what went right and then what we could have done better. Eventually I'll make a decision on that.
Regardless, he says he wants to see more partisanship in the future.
Do you feel hopeful for America?
I do, yeah. I'm fundamentally hopeful about our country. I saw a lot of great things out there and heard from a lot of good people. Sometimes progress doesn't happen as quickly as we'd like, but it happens. And I believe that we're going to get through this time period of division.
I asked Castro about his plans for the future. All he said was that they are open-ended and that he's using this time to wrap up the campaign and all the things associated with it.
Turning now to the tensions between the U.S. and Iran on the rise following a drone strike that killed an Iranian general. A U.S. official says 2 rockets hit the heavily fortified Green Zone in Baghdad. Meanwhile, an Iraqi air base where U.S. forces are stationed was hit by a rocket. 3 Iraqi security force members were hit, but no Americans were injured. Here's a look at the latest.
Thousands gathering on the streets of Baghdad at the funeral procession for Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, chanting "Death to America." Soleimani killed in a U.S. drone strike on Thursday night, along with Iraqi militia commander Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis. On American streets, protesters fearful that the U.S. strike could be the start of another Middle East war.
Trump says more war. We say no more.
Some Democratic lawmakers sharing those concerns.
The question we have to be asking ourselves today is whether Qasem Soleimani is more dangerous to the United States alive or dead as a martyr.
Other Democrats angry that they weren't informed before the strike, but the president defending his decision.
He was planning a very major attack, and we got him.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff telling ABC News that the risks of inaction exceeded risks of action, and that now the ball is in the Iranian court. Less than 1 day after the drone attack, 3,500 additional U.S. troops deployed to the Middle East. On CNN, an Iranian official warning of retaliation.
There will be a harsh revenge. Iran will act based on its own choosing.
A U.S. intelligence bulletin says Iran will almost certainly retaliate overseas against U.S. and Israeli officials and interests. There are concerns here at home as well, putting New York and other major municipalities on heightened alert.
So what you will see is heightened vigilance in terms of uniformed officers, many with long guns, at sensitive areas, critical structures.
Authorities have emphasized there is no specific credible threat. Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.